Hello and welcome to this episode of No Blasters with me, Kieran Bartlett. I'm a lovely wife, Chloe Bartlett.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Today's episode is sponsored by Joxer, which is a great little cafe, a great bistro, the best bistro you might say, the bestro. Can't believe I haven't come off that before. In this little acre here. So if you check out Joxer, they have locations in Hollywood, Bangor, and Royal Hillsborough. It's a phenomenal spot. This is the home of Daddy's original chicken and waffles. This is lots of. Do you know what? There's a lot of pretenders to the throne. Joxer is king, right? This is a waffle, your fried chicken, your maple syrup, your sriracha, your cinnamon butter. Oh shit, unbelievable. So Joxer opens every day from 9 until 4, and then from Thursday to Sunday from 5 until late. If you want to book a dinner table in there, like a late table, that's a table for your dinner, not as opposed to a table for brunch. If you want to book a late table, I've never said dinner table. If you want to book a late table, go on to Res Diary and search for Joxer, pick the location you want, and then pick a time, tell them how many people are coming, etc. It's a great place. We love them. They love us. OG sponsors. Check out Joxer. They do all sorts, brunch, like all wee bits and all buns, cakes, coffees, dog-friendly, child-friendly. Great. Anyway, today's episode also sponsored by Manscaped.com. Manscaped.com provides the absolute best, the ultimate, the pinnacle, the zenith, look here, thesaurus, right, of pube removal. What we're talking about here is it's the summertime. Sometimes you're working up a what might be described as a hot slime in various areas of your body, and that's because your pubes are keeping the heat in. That's what pubes are for. They trap heat towards the skin where they grow. That's what they do. That's why your pits are sweaty. That's why your bag sweats. Listen, science, right? Here, double award. 2 A's. What are you going to do about it, right? So what you want to do is go on to manscaped.com, pick whatever you're going to buy. I highly recommend the Lawnmower 5.0, which is the razor for your intimate areas. This thing would work in space, right? It would work. It would you could travel down to the wreck of the Titanic, and this thing would work, provided you're on a proper submarine. Now, what I would say is you can use the code NOBLASTERS20. That's the word No Blasters, all one word, the number 20. No Blasters 20 for 20% off and free shipping. It's a great range of products. I use them all. I have the Handyman, the Weed Whacker. I use the ball wipes, and I use the ball deodorant, and they do like the hedger, and they do like a nice they do a balm and all. They do all different things. It all smells great. You'll smell like your grandma's aftershave. And I mean that in the best way. It's a lovely, it's a virile smell. It's a sort of smell that, you know, just it as Christina Aguilera would say, makes the panties drop. All right, and I hate that word. I hate that word so much. So check that out. Just time, very briefly to tell you about our Patreon over at patreon.com/noblasters. This is the home of all our additional content. Comedy specials are on there. So Majestic, Goblin King, Giant, they're all on there. All the Nevermind the Mock Blames are on there. We do another podcast that goes out every week on Thursdays called No Blasters Extra Time. There's an absolute shitload of content on there. We've been running that Patreon for a long time now, like a couple of years. So there's loads of content. It's £3 a month. For £6 a month, you get all extra stuff too. So go check that out. Great times. So yeah, today's what?
Opera House.
I'll just very quickly. You can get you if you were on our Patreon, you would already know that there was discount on the Opera House gigs. Buy tickets to go see me in the Opera House, Phantom of the Opera House. That's the name of the show. It's a very Opera House specific show, so I don't think I'm going to be touring it the same way as I have done in the past. It's very specific to the building. It's a great time. Loads of music. It's the darkest and dirtiest show I've ever done. Get your tickets now. goh.co.uk. uth.co.uk. I'm going to have to get that wee, what do you call it? URL set up, aren't I? Upthehoods.com. There we go. Yeah. Where we sell everything from burnt out cars to old CD players. Now here. This is my wife. My missus, Chloe. Light of my life.
How have I timed this so badly that Doogie's isn't on it?
Oh no, yeah,
Oh.
that is shit timing from you. Like, what is
But
that twice?
Twice.
You've missed Doogie's?
Twice.
Awful.
I'll never miss it though because it's in Knockmore, Lisburn Road now.
Doogie's. I don't
Lisburn
know.
Road.
Do people know?
Knockmore Road in Lisburn.
Does the public know about the pincers? I don't know if they do. I definitely Doogie's makes them come out. Even talking about it, I'm like, what's in here? That's the only thing it's about is that
It's your silent form of communication.
I know, yeah. Like if sometimes I'll just look over Chloe and go, and sometimes it can mean get them out, but other times it just means. Most times it means what's for dinner. Now, either way, Daddy wants to eat, so I hate that we never do the Daddy. That would be so weird. Anyway, why are we even talking about that?
You're talking about
On the way in. We were talking about something quite serious, and then in order to podcast ourselves, we'll put on the song 1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies. And I've been feeling giddy ever since I heard it. I love that song. It reminds me of the start of what do you call it? 10 Things I Hate About You,
Oh,
which
what
is
a
a movie
show.
that we both love.
Yep.
Because I think it's on at the start of American Pie as well, that song. And so the thing with 10 Things I Hate About You is they start with 1 week, and it's like people that you think are going to be the main characters in this film, because there's loads of teen movies out around then. And they're driving in their nice wee car, and they're all, it's been 1 week since you looked at me, and it's a wee remix version and all, and they're all having a great time. And then fucking Julia Stiles pulls up in her battered car with like, don't give a fuck about my reputation, and she's just like, you're like, it's a different vibe. I immediately love it. I'm in, because I was a wee alt kid. Oh, I was.
Was?
What does that mean? Am I not a wee bit smicky now? No, am I still a wee?
It's in here.
The emo lives inside. Like that is
Yep.
true. Like we drove past the city hall the other day, which is somewhere we both would have hung out at different times. Obviously, I'm 7 years older than Chloe. It would have been so weird if I was just still hanging out there at 25. Chloe's just like 17 or something. I'm just like, all right.
Good maths because I couldn't work that out there.
I even fucked it up. I was 8 years, but
Was it?
like yeah. So like eight.
I'll
So
give
like
it-
so I would have been. You'd have been hanging out there if you were hanging out there when you were 15 or 16. I would have been 22, 23. So
Yeah. You would have
I
been
wasn't
ancient.
there. I wasn't there.
It's funny though how that seems
ancient.
ancient when you're 17.
I feel ancient now because what they've done to our generation of people is make us feel like an eternal infant, but also telling us that we're not really adults, but then also telling us that we're old and
Who's
irrelevant.
telling you?
Society. The boomers that are ahead of us and the millennials have told Gen X that we're not important, and then Gen Z are like, oh my god, you guys look so old. I'm like, where are you from? Where are you from, Gen Z? Why do y'all talk like that, bro? You're from fucking Belfast. Anyway, right. That's real. So ingest that. That is real. But
We compiled a list this time
of what? Of topics?
to avoid Kieran going.
I'm not
straight-
running out. I'm not running out. I'm still on City Hall. You're a wee dick. I have topics.
Right, what's your next?
I was just gonna say you used to hang out there, and so did I, and it was good. And
I wasn't on the list.
no, I've deviated from the list. Roll with it. Just go with it. If I fucking that's it. I was getting around to the fact that we were both maybe into alternative things when we were teenagers at different times.
It was definitely a bonding point when we came to have coffee.
It was, yeah, because you were like you were into Linkin Park and things like that, and I like Linkin Park as well, but I was more of a hardcore kid. What?
You were the Sting. She was into Linkin
I
Park.
know, yeah. Well, see,
always gonna work.
only
Emotions.
when I hit about 30 did I reveal to the world my. Actually, I was younger. I was definitely about 25. No, I was young. I was 20 when I started like letting the sting out, as it were, like a wee wasp, just sharing the sting. Because I think whenever I was a teenager, yeah, I was more into like hardcore bands, like Killswitch Engage. They would be my favorite band, definitely, for sure. Even more than Sting. Isn't that crazy? I love a bit of Killswitch. Killswitch and like What other hardcore bands did I like at that time? Lamb of God would have been a big deal for me back then. Good times, but I also enjoyed emo was all the rage. Funeral for a Friend, Him. These were bands that were key to me. What were the sort of bands that were
Like
big for you? Bullet for My Valentine.
Love them.
Yeah, they are great. I loved their first 2 albums, and then I've vaguely tuned out.
Oh, fuck, I haven't listened to it in so long.
Yeah.
I'm so
Forwards
I don't know me now, you know.
yeah.
My music tastes are so different.
4 Words to Choke Upon.
Yeah.
Great song.
It's nice to dabble, to go back though.
Fucking
Like I drove us back up from Kerry and we listened to emo pretty much the whole way.
some of that wasn't emo though. Some of that, right? So this was something I want to talk about. No, because some of the Chloe's definitely into like what I would consider to be slightly cheeser. Some of it's cheesy. Nickelback.
Did you see that bus? Because I'm under it. Fuck off, cheesy.
Nickelback are cheesy.
No, they're not.
Lads, back me up
Oh,
here.
mate.
Your voice went again.
No, they're not. Nickelback.
I joined the fan club there because I watched them. No, on Netflix. They have
listen,
they have a new Netflix thing.
I want to watch that documentary, to be fair, but listen, Nickelback are a bit cheesy.
Did you or did you not say
I've been
yesterday?
enjoying it. We've discussed that we have a communal nickel route at the minute, which is real.
I showed him one yesterday and he goes, "That's actually pretty heavy." And then now today,
They had
today
one
it's
bit.
cheesy.
How many albums have they got? And there's one riff in those albums that I went, that's pretty heavy, and it was like a big, you know, and you're like, no, they're not. Nickelback, Seether, cheese, Seether,
Oh,
cheesy.
mate, no, that's emo.
No, I don't think it is.
You don't
Emo-
know, you don't know it enough to say.
Yes, I do. 6 gun quota. Not emo. Even the voice isn't emo. Emo is like Funeral for a Friend, Taking Back Sunday, Finch, Thursday, fucking Paramore.
Is what?
Like pop punk and emo.
Right.
Like Silverstein, Hawthorne Heights. Here, see if you're going to try and
Hold
school me
on.
on something. Don't let it be
Hold
emo.
on.
Emo therapy.
He's
That's what
talking
you
about
need.
cheese. He's sitting in the fucking computer room yesterday singing Creed.
Creed or cheesy. I'm at least willing to say that. I was unironically blasting Creed. Why? Because Creed have reformed. Oh, mate. They've reformed. And it's the classic lineup. It's the classic.
I have a story about Kieran if you want to change the subject.
Change the subject. Let's see what the story is, because I have stories about you.
Alright, hold on.
You're such a dick.
No, I'm not! Out for a drive the other day. God love him. That wasn't the other day, it was a few weeks ago. And
I don't even know what this is.
you do.
Is it on the list?
Yeah. It's number 1 on the list.
Fair enough.
And I love animals, Kieran, not so much. And
I like them, but I can't read them. We've talked about this.
I know, yeah.
So I thought you meant you didn't love Kieran quite as much.
I know, yeah. I love animals, but Kieran, not so much. Clip that. That's all. That's for the file.
We were driving past.
I'm going to bring us up in an argument in 6 months. Remember that time you said on a podcast?
We were driving past this field, and before we even got up, we were like, holy shit, look at the size of that bull. He was massive.
I said bull because I'm from West Belfast. Go
and
ahead.
he's got, like, you know, the big chunky shoulders and all. And as swear to God,
Hold on.
without a breath.
This thing was absolutely mad. The bull was like it was like putting 2 double fridges beside each other. It was huge.
Without taking a breath, as we drive past, he goes, look at its big dingus. And I don't know why the phrase dingus ruined me, but I imagined him as like a wee kindergarten American kid on a tour bus going, look at his big dingus.
And so
Taking pictures and all.
anytime we've seen a bull or a horse. And to be fair, the other day when we were out for a drive, a horse had its hole pointing directly at us, and it was at eye height, right? And you know it's actual arse, isn't it, under its tail?
Yeah.
Is it sort of at the end of its back? But like I actually like at my eye height
Anatomy with Kieran.
was whatever was between its legs, and I don't know what it was because it looked like a big fucking freshly cooked meatball. So I don't know if that was like a prolapse and it was a female horse.
I didn't see it.
Or if it was like a fucking, like the end of its root, because I've never seen a horse's cock.
I've actually been deeply concerned about how he seeks out animals' penises.
Listen. You say that as if I'm Googling
I know every time we drive by, you go, look at the size of it.
Hold on, a bull's cock is like a leg. I mean, it's not that I don't see it and go, do you know, I'm trying to think of an example. Because I don't see it. I don't want it. I just want to see it. Do you know what I mean?
That doesn't relieve my fear.
No, but I'm just in. What's your fear? What that I'm
that you love starting.
All.
That's his Google search now.
Yeah, just bull cocks. That's all that's on it. Listen, a bull's dick. There's a bull in a field near where we live, and we drive past it.
He's been lovingly nicknamed.
We call him Spanny now because he looks like
the big Spaniard. No, like when they do the red flag.
Like he looks
thing
like he should be chasing people through the streets of Pamplona, right?
He's class.
But the field that he stands in is fucking stinking. Like it stinks, like so bad. Like not you know. There's different smells of manure. This is none of them.
This is death.
There's my theory is that it's his big dingus that smells because he's just plowing through all that cow pussy now. And cows, if I know anything, they don't wash their holes. Do you know what I mean? So he's just fucking. And you know what? He looks utterly melted, doesn't he? He just sits there like that, waiting on the next piece of fucking cow ass to come towards him. Like, but listen,
right? Hit me with your story.
Other people are bound to be
fascinated.
Hold on a wee second. You're getting there. There are people whose jobs it is to fucking get the jizz out of a bull, and you're worried about me because I've seen two of them and gone, that's hitting the floor. You'd be like, you've looked at it.
It looks at me, rather.
Yeah. You don't look at a bull's dick. You just see it. It's like when someone comes in, their flies down. You just see it. Or your big her that was in the fountain in Rome. Me and my dad weren't looking for her. We saw her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Bold. Very bold. You're going to be... I nearly said...
Forced to look at bullcock on Google.
I was going to say you're going to be punished later, but it sounds wrong. So here... I have stories about you as well. I'm just trying to think what ones to deploy.
Hit me.
So I'm looking here. Well, this isn't a bad thing, but yesterday, so Chloe fears spiders, right? Mm-hmm. We've talked about this, have we? Chloe will squeal about
spiders.
I mean a spider that she does also fear damp, like coming through walls, coming through the floor, anything like that. So like even a tiny spider will get like a squeal as if fucking Gary Glitter's in the house, right? Now, do you know what I mean? Fuck's sake. So
Chloe, don't worry, you're too old.
I know, yeah, fucking as if a serial killer's walking through the house, Chloe will squeal, right? And yesterday, to be fair, you didn't squeal. You just went, Kieran, and I was like, I have to move, right? So I said, yeah. And she goes, I need you. There's a spider here. And I went, right. And I goes there.
The second one of yesterday as well?
Yeah, because I dealt with one, you know, one of them spiders that has knees.
He still tried to run.
I was a fucking dude in the house, right? Mm-hmm. So we dealt with him. It freak. And then we, that was a Harry Potter reference for the people who really give a shit. I was the only one who saw her for what she was. A freak. Top anther. So... and Petunia. So spider killed it. Then next one. Some people are going, oh, thought you love animals. Spiders are different, right? Anyway. So I get called about this other one. And I said to Chloe, have you got it? She was up the stairs. The spider was at the top of the stairs. And I said to her, have you got like a tissue or something? And just sort of snatching in. And Chloe goes, just lift one of its legs and throw it out the window.
Because it was a big... Daddy long leg
it was one, you know, like a spider.
It's just a ball.
It's like a wee ball, and then it has like spindly, weird legs. It was that.
They're like her.
Tell you what, you don't want to lift that though. Would you touch that with your hand? I don't like spiders. I don't. This is the thing. I also don't like them, but I just don't squeal when I see one unless it is egregious. I should point that out. And I don't squeal. Occasionally, I'll just go, ooh. you know. Mm-hmm. But you've shit your knickers a number of times over them. Now, we've also been watching shark stuff.
Sure.
We've a couple of things to talk about here because we went to see Twisters the other night. We should talk about that.
It was very good.
So we went to see so shark stuff. So Discovery Plus is really good, right? Because it's like a free app right now. What? Podcast is not funny enough, Kieran. So, but also was telling me before we came in here that I better not ask her to do this other thing that is really funny. So, rules anyway, right? So we watched we were watching the shark thing because I think it's Shark Week, and so they had on one of the shows is called Macozilla. So there's a type of shark called a mako or a mako, right? And it's like it's smaller than a great white shark, but it's they're vicious, right? So apparently, I learned this, which is good knowledge. A great white shark normally will hunt from the bottom, and like it'll swim under whatever it's gonna eat, and then attack that way. This is a shark. It'll attack that way and breach the water with whatever it's gonna eat, and just fuck it up, and then drag it down under. Whereas these ones just swim directly at you, and they have a different style of bite. So the great white bites and will sort of take a chunk and bite, like if they're like it'll bite you in half.
I think it dislocates its jaw. It has the ability to do that to really get a good chunk of you.
Mental. And then the mako, like it's more like it's more like a straight bite on that way. Takes less of you, but will take more bites, right? So all these seals and sea lions in California,
they were biting their tails off so they couldn't swim.
Yeah, so they've bitten its tails off, or it's like taking a chunk out of its side, but it leaves the fucking thing alive and maimed for the rest of its life, right? So these people are like,
it's pretty sound if you think about it. Still alive.
do you want to live, or do you want to cut in half? What do you want, right? Now, just give me a wee bit, right? So the it was dangerous there. So the
You scared yourself.
I know. Right, so the not to be confused with, which is only dangerous if you're a packet of quavers. Now the what do you call it, what are those people like that are on the show? Melters. Like, you actually hope they get bit in half. They get into the water with sharks and then like completely down. They do that thing. They do that Edinburgh thing of downplaying it. Oh, nothing to see here, guys. Just me getting in for the 5,000th time into the old shark tank. Nothing to see, right? And you're like, fuck up. Don't get on as if the shite isn't absolutely stuffing that wetsuit right now. That wetsuit. I'd have to have a new wetsuit for getting in every time because I wouldn't get in. But also,
you just try to wash it in the sink downstairs, That's a niche in joke. Anybody that was in Nevermind the Mock Bloom knows about the time he washed his dirty monks in the sink instead of just throwing them out. Oh, they already know there's about 2,000 people at that show.
It's interesting that you would bring that up. On this.
He locked himself in the bathroom and I was going, where the fuck he's gone?
What happened a couple of weeks ago when we were sitting on the bed?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? You were doing that thing where you fast for one day a week and then I think we'd had a coffee or something. Do you remember what happened? What happened, Chloe? You tell all the people, seeing as you like telling me stories about shit.
Follow through.
Oh, we follow through. A wee Bailey one. A wee Bailey one came out. The phrase, oh, I think I just shit myself, was used.
We're all friends here.
I know, yeah. Just,
Bailey Cyrus?
It was, Bailey Cyrus.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where she goes, I've just shit myself for her. And I was like,
hello, darkness, my old friend.
Here, we're both under the bus now.
Yeah.
With dirty knickers on. So anyway, fucker. Can I just say in my defence that washing a pair of
soiled underwear,
soiled monks in the sink was something.
A crime against humanity.
Something I was taught.
Taught?
I was taught.
You were taught?
I was taught that.
Have you ever shit yourself? Not to bin your trunks. Oh my god, people wash their hands in that sink.
Waste not, want not.
And his particles are all over.
Then, hold on, didn't they clean the sink after it, a spat on it and give it a rub with it, spit shine? I was only 27 when that happened anyway, right? I was literally actually older as well. I must have been 30. So anyway, right. What were we talking about? The sharks, right? So the people that are on the show are absolute melters, by the way, and they're trying to jam a story into it instead of just going, this is interesting, let's get great footage. They're going, is this one shark that's terrorizing the entire coast? And do you know what they're trying to do? Which I think is fucking mental. They're trying to get bite impressions of this shark so that they can measure it and go, that's the same. And then they're trying to get DNA samples from a shark. And I'm sitting there going, is it important? Like, no. Like, you might want to find out, like, something. They simplify everything. So they're like, is this one shark family that's terrorizing the coast? And you're like, don't get on as if a shark family is Da Shark, Ma Shark, 2.4 kid sharks. That's not what it is. Do you know what I mean? As if there's a Modern Family shark edition. You know what I mean? Anyway, I need to fuck up. But it was a good show. But I wanted more violence against the people in those boats that were melters. Every fucking one of them. But it's worth a watch. We also Twisters. Oh,
it was brilliant.
Worth a watch.
Really, really good.
The movie. Have you seen it, Dan?
No.
The graphics were good.
Don't fucking give me the face of, is it good? Yes.
I heard a review that was, they go towards Twisters for a while, they get scared, they run away from Twisters for a while, and then a few years later they decide they want to run towards Twisters again for a while, and then they get scared and run away from Twisters again.
That is essentially the plot. Now, what I would say, though, is that they make it more exciting than that. Right, so following the movie, we both watched a documentary about tornadoes.
I could see you two getting into it.
What about the tornadoes?
So
look at this big dingus.
So we watched this documentary about actual tornado twisters, about actual tornado chasers,
the Storm,
right?
it was called, on Discovery Plus.
Discovery Plus, right? And because one thing in the movie is the good thing about the movie is there's loads of twisters in it. Like but they're really good.
Action packed.
It's action packed.
Would have been shite if there were none.
No, but you know, like I remember. Now I was a kid when it came out, but I remember, and I totally disagree with this now. But I remember people complained about Jurassic Park, saying there wasn't enough dinosaurs in it. I remember that.
What?
And I was going, when I watch it now, I go, this is jammed with dinosaurs. My favourite bit in Jurassic Park will always be Clever Girl. Oh, I love that. When the old Salt knows that the raptor has gotten him, like, it's fucked him so much. He's looking at one and he knows there's another one beside him and he just goes, Clever Girl, and accepts the death. I love that. That's what I say when I go into the fridge and Chloe's already had something that I was looking for. Clever Girl. Yeah, so the twister, so there's loads of twisters in it, all different kinds. So I don't want to spoil the movie. This isn't spoiling it. One of the twisters runs over something that then catches fire, and there's flames going around in the twister, and it's fucking chaos, right? Mate, that's for real. Like, that can happen. There is a Firenado. There is a fucking piece of footage in that documentary that is probably one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. And I have seen my own monks in a sink. Now it's a tornado, and in the middle of it there's headlight. I mean, up 100 feet off the ground, it's headlights of a car going around it. My mate, monks ruined again. Like, yeah. I mean, so.
I think what weirded me out was the camera culture around it all now. Like, guys recording themselves, not only going towards it, but crying. Like don't forget to turn the camera around to catch your crying. Like,
they're sitting in a car, squealing, right? Like that. Oh please, Jesus!
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's fucking mad. It's actually mad. And there was one, and you know what? The guy who was really shitting himself said nothing.
Yeah.
He just wept silently. He's the guy that's real.
He waited until it was over to actually
He
cry.
broke down after it, and they're going, "Are you okay?" And he's just like, right. But the
dentist lady. Ooh.
she wasn't right. So this is the other thing that the movie does well that the real life thing sort of backed up. The speed at which it actually moves. So like, and this isn't the wind speed. The wind speed will be like 200 mile an hour, but the speed of the actual cyclone itself will be like 60, 70 mile an hour. So like, if you get a warning that there's one outside your town, and it's fucking 7 miles away, it's gonna be in your living room in 6 or 7 minutes, which is not a long time. So like,
Isn't it? Thanks for clarifying that.
do you want to present that? The what do you call it? Yeah. So like, it moves really fast. There was this woman standing in was that a doctor's or dentist?
Dentist.
She's at a dentist's, and she's at like, you know those doors that like American places have that are just like a screen door that just has like a push bar, you know, and she's just standing at that, and this thing starts coming around the corner, and you actually see all the shite coming before it, and then she's like, "Oh my god, babe, you better get in here!" And she calls her husband inside, and then the next thing, she's standing there. This is like a fucking the highest force, isn't it? Like an EF5 twister, which is like I'm an expert now. I won't even explain what that means. It was a 4, so there's 5 levels, and this was a 4, and 5's the biggest.
Is it?
Yes.
Big dingus.
It's a big dingus. That's what this was. It was a massive bullcock coming around the corner, right? And she stand there and thinks, I'll just stand here with my phone out. I want to get this for the gram, right? And she's just standing there. And the fucking tornado comes around, just fucking rips her outside, like, rips her and her husband out into the middle of it, like. And you're like, he's even going, honey, I think you should come away from the window. I don't know why it's Kermit the Frog, but like, come away from the window. And she gets taken out, and then is sitting in the interview going, and you're like, you did that to yourself. Like, you did that. It's fucking nuts. They're mental. And then there was this one guy, watch this documentary, look out for a guy called Tanner. Write in the comments. Tell me what you think of this guy. You'll have wanted him to get sucked up into the sky. He's incredibly annoying. And he's driving towards it, pretending that he doesn't want anything to happen. You're like, you've got about 8 cameras on in your car. You're dying for something bad to happen. You know, he's like, oh, please, God, Jesus, in the name of Jesus, I hope this tornado, please, God, let this tornado miss this town. And he's raking towards the town, and the tornado's going like that. And he's like, oh, please, in the name of our Savior, Lord Jesus, right? You're like, you don't mean any of that. And then he gets in there, some old woman, he meets this guy on the road, and he's like, my parents' house just got hit by a tornado. And it rips through housing, doesn't it? Like, it rips through it the way a big dingus would rip through a cow, right? I mean, the way I would rip through a family pack of potato, right? It's mental, right? And it completely flattened this house. Like, I mean, it's complete. The house is fucked, like, completely gone. And this wee old lady who lived there is like, and he goes, I think you're gonna need a new door. And I'm like, Tanner, climb up into that twister. I get sucked away. You fucking melt. Anyway, worth watching. The movie's worth seeing. I'm gonna give you this wee theory. Glen Powell, the actor. Yeah. The next Harrison Ford. There it is. I'm giving you that, Dan. I'm giving you that now. Seeing 3 or 4 years, biggest star on the planet. I actually think he's gonna be the biggest star on the planet next year, but in 3 years, definitely. I'm giving you that. And do you know why I'm giving you that? Because I've seen him in Top Gun, and I've seen him in Twisters, and it's enough for me to know. It's enough. And I saw a clip of him talking about advice that Tom Cruise gave him, where he said that he wanted to be Maverick's. He wanted to be the young Maverick. Was it Miles Teller ended up doing it in that?
Rooster.
He wanted to be Rooster, and he ended up being Hangman, but he wanted to be that part and didn't get it. And then Cruise called him back and asked him would he be Hangman, and he said he wasn't sure because he wanted bigger roles and stuff now. And Tom Cruise said, don't worry about the size of the role. Take roles in good films, because a small role in a great film is better than a big role in a shit film. And he took it, And now, do you know where he is now? Beyond Thunderdome, mate. That's where he is. We're talking about. So he's in that Sydney Sweeney
Your favorite
rom-com.
actress?
Don't even
He
start me.
prefers the men.
You're fucking rude. And he's in that Hitman, which I haven't seen yet. And it's on Netflix, I think. And he's in.
Do you know what else he was in? Dark Knight Rises.
Who's he in that?
Small part, very small part.
In a great movie though.
The one of the stockbrokers get the Bane takes,
Right. Okay.
puts him on the back of a motorbike.
Mad.
Oh,
I'm telling you now. Harrison Ford. That's the level he's gonna be at.
Fossey, can you do an edit where it's just C and G and a heart? You know? Kieran and Glenn up a tree. I'm blown out.
This is a face I do whenever I'm fucking with Chloe though. I'll have done something. I'll say something egregious just to see if it sits, and then I'll go like that. So there's something wrong with me, but anyway, so we'll talk about one more TV show, and then we'll talk about other stuff.
Sure.
Cobra Kai.
Oh, mate.
Let's get stuck in. So Chloe and I are Cobra Kai fans, right? We watched the Karate Kid as well this week. So good.
It is.
Karate Kid's one of those, I think, actually perfect films. Like, I think if you remove anything from it, you would miss it. Because we were talking about this last night. The scene, the Mr. Miyagi drunk, and that scene, they were going to cut that from the movie, and the director insisted that it stay, and that's what he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor for that scene, Pat Morita. So I think it's perfect. But anyway, Cobra Kai, I know it's a wee bit cheesy as well, but I love it. And we both love it. And we watched, so we put on season 6 now?
Yeah.
This is going to be the last season of it. We put it on.
Ready to binge watch it over the weekend.
We're ready to binge it. We did 2 episodes one night. We're doing 3 the next night. We're about to go on to episode 4 of that night, which will be episode 6 in the season. And it just comes up. And it just comes up. Cobra Kai will return on November 16th. Fucking November. 4 months. Fuck you, Cobra Kai. That is unacceptable. Why is it 4 months? It's already made. It's made. It's not like they're making it now. The only thing I can think of is, did the strike? I've only just thought of that. Did the strike stop them making it all at the same time? And so it might. It's made though. Put it out now.
Yeah.
4 months. That is egregious, isn't it? That's offensive. That's offensive. Do you know what I enjoyed though? There was a great moment. No spoiler. This is it's not really a spoiler, but it was great the moment when what do you call him? Daniel goes, "There is somebody who I think can help us," and I was like, "Is it Karate's bad boy, Mike Barnes?" And it was. It was. I love that. I love that. I love
It's a
that.
massive spoiler. Anybody who watches it.
Is it?
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
That's the first 4 episodes.
No, he's only in 1 or 2 of them. I don't think that's a spoiler. I think you've been harshing me on this podcast. That's what I think.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, my feelings are fucking shot through, but whatever. We have a couple more things specifically that we want to bring up. You leave tea bags everywhere. That's one thing, and then one other one is we deep dived Shirley Bassey last night.
Did you not say that you were only going to bring that up if I brought up the thing about you in America?
You did bring it up.
No, it didn't. It happened in your mummy's house. So,
Fine.
no.
No, actually. Oh, the tea bags thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did say that. But that's not as bad as my one. You're being given a chance here to take the moral high ground.
I'll take the moral high ground.
Chloe, absolutely do not.
Listen,
The people
do
they
you know
want.
what? Do you know what? I'll tell you my side of what happened in America, right? So I've been driving all
No,
day.
ho. On Patreon,
This isn't 2017.
somebody asked, did Kieran have any icks about me? And God help him, he went, no, not really. He goes, you have any about me? And I went... And I says, do you remember when we were in America, we stayed in this really weird hotel room? It was like, it had partitions in the room. but
Yeah,
it was
it
all
was
one
weird.
anyway. It was like the bed, the bathroom, but the sink was outside of the room. Anyway, and he was in the bathroom, and I was lying watching TV, and he just comes out and goes to sit down, and I went, Did you wash your hands? And he goes, yeah, I did. Like, no, like really offended that I would ask.
It was no.
While I'm staring
no.
at the sink that was in the bedroom, not in the bathroom. There was no sink in the bathroom.
I washed
So
them
he
in the
just
shower.
lied about going to the bathroom and not washing his hands. So that would be
Do you know why?
an ick
Because I've driven
mine.
about fucking 400 miles and want to sit down. All right, that's why.
with your shitty hands.
Yeah, because that's what it did. I also used no bog roll, so I just clawed in the pan straight out of the jar. Yeah.
And he said, don't you dare bring that up. And if you do, I'm going to tell him that you leave tea bags everywhere.
I know, but mine isn't as good. You're like, all right, shit, mates, and I'm like, sometimes there's tea bags in the sink. See the tea thing? Do you know why it fucks me off? I don't drink tea. So when I'm the one that has to lift the fucking... Do we want to talk about your fucking snatter rags as well? Oh, we're getting into it now.
I have no shame.
See if Chloe has a cold, you're getting it too because you're lifting her snatter rags from all over the sofa.
Did anybody ask you? Or are you going over?
No, do you know what asks me? My sense of morals, because I can't walk around morally knowing that there's snatter rags. This isn't as good. This isn't.
No, let's
See-
move on. Let's keep it funny.
Let's keep it funny. Well, here, teabag. Talk about Shirley Bassey. That was funny. Now, last night, so we were. What led to that? What did we watch? Did we go straight from Sharks to Bassey?
Can't remember.
We were watching Sharks, and then, I think we did. Did we just? There'll come a point, right, in nearly any day where one or both of us starts to get tired,
I'm delirious.
and it's like lifting the lid on an asylum, isn't it? It's like going, oh, it's all crazy, right? So, isn't it? So one of us will just start singing something. I think that's how it started.
Sure.
Did I perhaps, sometimes when I'm tired, I'll start to feel giddy, and I'll just be sitting there on the sofa like this,
Doing his Harry Potter impressions to
doing
himself.
my faces, or just sitting going like, right? And then, out of nowhere, last night I just went, wouldn't you like to have fun, right? My bossy, right? The minute you walked in the joint, right? And this is what happens. And then the next thing we're watching Bassey doing her thing. Couple of rare videos there, like a couple of ones where she was a bit scantily clad and a bit looking like your auntie, wasn't there? But so we got into we came up with a couple of alternatives for Goldfinger. So there was Dry Finger and there was Old Singer, which is fucking top banter. That was great. Did you have a nice
We
time?
literally couldn't get to sleep last night making up lyrics for
Making up foul lyrics. Like I don't sniff the cock of every man I see. Right.
Just big dingus.
Big dingus. So there was a lot of madness last night. This happens quite often though, where we just descend quite rapidly. And then what'll happen as well is sometimes in the descent, you'll do something that takes a lot of energy, and then you'll just be like, "That's it. I have nothing
Here's
else."
a wee bit of trivia though for anybody going to the Grand Opera House. One of these descents into madness is being featured in the show. So one night we lay in bed making up these
a Disney descent,
ludicrous lyrics to A Whole New World and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, A Whole New World, and
Be Our Guest.
the Jafar, Jafar one, the Jafar reprise.
Yeah.
Of Prince Ali. You know, the one, the actual one goes like, so Ali turns out to be merely Aladdin. Oh, need I go on, take it from me. His personality flaws give me adequate cause to send him packing on a one-way trip, so his prospects take a terminal dip. His assets frozen, the venue chosen, the end of the earth. Whoopee! So long! Gives it
Ex-Prince
Ali. Unbelievable. It's a
You're
great
feeling
time.
that?
It's a great time. Here, listen.
I think
it's
we've descended.
It's happened right now because what's happened is I've used all of today's energy. Like I'm knackered now. This next one's gonna be good. So it's been a lot of crack. I think we're good. We've covered everything from
Karen's
my
love of
shiny
Glen
monks
Powell.
and hands and love of bullcock to Chloe's tea bags. So you do things. Oh, you do things.
Oh, you can get me next time, sure. You're quick enough.
No, I'm not disloyal enough, is what I would say. But it's been a lot of fun.
Dan told me
Oh,
not to take the moral
if Dan
high
told you
ground.
to put your hand on fire, would you do it? Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
It was funny,
Did
probably.
your folks ever give you something like that? Like, everybody's doing it, and they're like, if everybody's running off a cliff, would you do that? And I'm like, I want to fit in. So thanks for coming on. It's been a lot of fun.
Sure.
For you, and it was your pleasure as always. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a million. Bye. Oh no.